Good morning, my dear students. Let us discuss about management process. Class 3. Today's contents are development of management thought and management principles. Development of management thought is very important topic in management process. Here, other different management gurus are telling their experiences and their management thoughts for the development of management. Management thought and practices as we know them today have a history that may be tracked back to ancient times. Present what you are using the management techniques or principle, those are not present contemporary period techniques. Those are past history. Those are practices and principles are having the past history. Those are derived in ancient times. These principles are derived from our management gurus. In fact, ever since people began living together in group, these principles are framed when the people are begin living together in group of activities. They have tried to organize. When human beings are started living together in groups, then onwards there is organization. They are using organizing techniques. In fact, ever since people began living together in groups, they have tried to organize their activities so as to achieve a certain level of efficiency and effectiveness. The nature of management principles include universal applicability. The nature of management principles include universal applicability and in a dynamism and dynamic nature, relatively but not absolutely limits due to human behavior and the like. A number of practitioners, thinkers and academicians of management have contributed to the formation of development of management principles through and the approaches also. Robert Owen and Charles Babbage also both are most important management gurus. Robert Owen was born in 1771 and 1858. He was died. Robert Owen was born in 1771 and died at 1858. Charles Robert Owen can be considered as a pioneer in field of management. Charles Robert Owen was be considered as a pioneer in the field of management of human resources. He believed that the return from the investment from human resource would be far superior than investment in machinery and equipment. He believed that the returns from investment in human resource would be far superior than investment in machinery equipment. And next point, he believed that the workers should work because they want to work, not because they have to work. Here our Robert Owen is saying that give the freedom and give the respect towards the worker. Here worker want to willing to the work. There should not be any stress or any pressure, any malpractices or towards the workers. Workers want to willing to work. We should not treat workers as a slave. And he believed that the manager should worker into the confidence. Manager want to make the worker into confidence and should not only tell him what is expected to him. We should not a manager should not expect anything from the employee. He want to build up the confidence at the first level. Then only his skill will be enlightened. What is expected of him, but also why? Because enlightened worker is a better worker. When an employee's confidence is built, then he will become enlightened. When he was becoming enlightened, the worker is a better worker. A worker will become a better worker, and his ideas, not philosophy, could be considered a prelude to development of behavioral approach to the management. And his ideas are considered as philosophy, and his ideas are calculated as valuable things and which are helpful for the development of behavioral approach towards the management. Coming to the next management guru, Charles Babbage. Charles Babbage was born in 1792 and was died in 1871. He is the father of the computers. Charles Babbage is a father of the computers. Importance of human factor. He tells about the importance of human resource in the organization. Without human resource in the organization, we cannot perform anything. We want to give the more value towards the human factor only instead of engineering techniques or machinery and etc. And he is advocating that we should advocate idea to profit sharing and participative decision making. We want to give the participative chance towards the human resource for taking a decision making of the organization, and we want to allocate some profit sharing towards the human resource of the organization. And he introduces the mathematical and scientific techniques for manufacturing operations, and he is dividing the division of labor, and he is introducing the division of labor technique. In organization is divided into several departments. In the same way, employees also and labor also divided into different categories or different groups or different teams and different departments for completion of the work. And there should be a decision should be based upon all the circumstances. Our management want to take a very good decision. The decision should be based upon all the circumstances, and our management want to follow time and motion study techniques and use the quantitative methods and industrial engineering techniques in manufacturing operations. Our management want to use the time techniques, motion study techniques and quantitative methods and industrial engineering techniques in manufacturing operations. And Economy of a Machinery and Manufacturers book was written by Charles Babbage. Charles Babbage has written one book. That book is called Economy of Machinery and Manufacturers book, and this book is contains that specialization of work, specialization of industries, work measurement, optimum utilization of machines and tools, wages, incentives and discovery of improved methods for the purpose of cost reduction. He is the Robert Owen and he is the Charles Babbage. He is father of the computers. Another two important management gurus are Andrew Urey and Charles Duplin. Andrew Urey was born in the 1778 and died in 1857. Urey was a British academician and Dupin a French engineer. Dupin was a French engineer. Urey was a British academician, and Urey who taught at Glasgow University. Urey completed his graduation at Glasgow University and he published the philosophy of manufacturing and he explained the various principles. Urey has written a book of philosophy of manufacturing and he expanded the various principles in that book. Coming to in 1989, in 1819, Duplin was appointed as a management professor in Paris University, which marked the beginning of illustrious career, and his writings were well known through France, may have influenced Henry Fay's contributions, the theory of management. Coming to another guru, Henry Robinson Tony. He was born in 1844 and died in 1924. He is a president of Yale and Tony Manufacturing Company and essential for running a business. He is very important for and essential for running a business. He realized the good business skills are necessary for running a business or establishment a business. He emphasized that need to consider management as a separate field of systematical study on same level as engineering. He is saying that we need a separate study of management as a systematical study. For example, like engineering. In a paper, the engineer as an economist presented in 1866, Tony suggested that management be studied as a science and the principles be developed that could be used across various management situations. Coming to the Frederick Wilson Taylor, who attended the presentation, was influenced by the Tony's ideas subsequently. Here, our Tony presented his ideas in one presentation. Here, for that presentation, Frederick Wilson was attended as a audience, and he was influenced by the words and great ideas of Henry Robinson Toney, and Tyler developed the principles of scientific management. Here F.W. Tyler means Frederick Wilson Tyler is a father of scientific management. Henry Fayol principles. Henry Fayol principles. Here Henry Fayol is very important guru of management. He is a father of modern management. Henry Fayol principles are very important, which are using until now also. Here Henry Fayol was a major contributor to the administrative management approach. Henry Fayol was a major contributor to administrative management approach. He was a French industrialist and he is a father of modern management. Henry Fayol was a French industrialist and he is a father of modern management. Henry Fayol worked in mining engineer industry as an employee, and he became a managing director of that company also. And he and administration industry are generally published in 1916. Henry Fayol written a book on administration industry, and it was published in 1916, generally published in French language. Later that book was translated into English in 1920. Fayol divided the activities of industry into 6 groups. Those are technical activities, commercial activities, financial activities, security activities, accounting activities, and managerial activities. Here Henry Fayol divided 6 a group of activities, industrial activities. Henry Fayol divided the activities of industry into 6 group of activities. Those are technical activities, commercial activities, financial activities, and security activities, accounting activities, and managerial activities. And Henry Fayol proposed 14 principles of management. These Henry Fayol principles and management principles and 14 principles of management, both 3 are same only. According to the exam point of view, the examiner will ask, explain about Henry Fayol principles, explain about management principles, explain about 14 principles of management. In this way, a question will be asked in exam point of view. So identify the difference and these 3 questions. These 3 questions are related to same answer. Means, and coming to the Henry Fayol principles are division of labor, authority and responsibility, discipline, unity of command, unity of direction, subordination of individual, fair remuneration, centralization, decentralization, scalar chain, order, equity, stability of tenure, and initiative. Here division of labor means organization is divided into several number of departments. In the same way, the employees and labor of the organization, we want to divide into the number of teams or number of groups or number of sections or number of departments. Then we want to follow the second principle, that is authority and responsibility. We want to give some authority towards a particular department, individuals or department heads, and we want to provide some responsibility towards them. And the worker should be maintain a disciplined manner in working environment. There should be a unity of command in the work, and there should be unity of direction. Here manager want to direct the all department employees in a similar manner, that is unity of direction. And subordination of individuals, we should want to appoint subordinates in the organization for the helping purpose, and we should want to provide the fair remunerations, fair wages, fair salary towards employees and labor in the organization. We want to adopt the centralization, decentralization principles in the organization. Centralization means it will monitor the all our departments and it will have the supreme authority. Coming to decentralization, we want to divide the power into separately, individually. We want to provide some power to the departmental heads and level of the managers, level of the employees in the organization. And scalar chain is also important. Here employees will be the 3 levels of organization: low level of employees, middle level of employees, high level of employees. The order means organization rules and regulations. We want to follow the organization rules and regulation. Equity, we want to treat the employees in equal manner. We should not show any gender bias or any other biases in the organization. Stability of a tenure, we should want to show the stability of a tenure and initiativeness. These are the important principles of Henry Fayol, or management principles, or 14 management principles of Henry Fayol. Thank you, my dear students. Please subscribe my YouTube channel.